What is up, you guys? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the madness that... Oh, God damn it, I got a little delay here. Hold on. What? Hold on. All right. I think I got that fixed. How's everybody doing today? Who we got on today? Oh, man, we're a little light tonight. We are a little light tonight. I got 2112 drums. How you doing, my friend? Not you. Not you. You be quiet. All right. So, my guest tonight... I'm going to tell a little story here. It's story time. So, when I was a kid growing up in the town I grew up in, this guy was kind of a big deal. We all knew who he was. And I remember being a kid and sitting in my bedroom and listening to WVVX, The Rock of Chicago. I could barely get it in. I had I'd put aluminum foil on the antenna of the radio, and then I put my hand on a window, and I was able to listen to The Rock of Chicago at WVVX, and they would play his song all the time, Gotta Run, and I would think, gosh, man, this dude is from Lake Geneva. This is so cool. So, and fast forward about 20 years, I get a call from a guitar player friend of mine. I had already done my thing, and kind of had my ups and downs and had my own ups and downs in the music business and things of that nature. And a guitar player friend calls me up and he says, "You want to play with Holland?" And I'm like, hell yeah, I want to play with Holland. So it's a great honor. Tommy, how you doing, buddy? Oh, let me get to you. Where'd it go? I lost you.
I don't want to play with Holland.
I lost.
I'll just let you know, I've been playing with Holland since I was probably 12.
Uh-huh.
Till my mom caught me.
Till your mom caught.
What are you doing in there?
Hold on. All right, hold on 1 sec. I lost you. I don't have video on you. 1 sec. I got to get you back here. Hold on. Yeah, I know. You look fine. It's my end. I'm still... Yeah, what's going on? It says we're going here. Oh, I know. There we go. There you are. How you doing, my friend? So, Tommy Holland, everybody. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, you look good. I've
I just brushed my teeth and shaved and shit.
Yeah.
I love you, man, and thank you for the intro.
No, thanks for...
Now we're playing together in a band.
Yeah, we are. We are playing together.
Oh, you didn't want me to tell you about that. That's trouble.
No, it's not a secret. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. So, hold on here. I got a lot going on. All right. So, did we lose a picture? Hold on. I think you froze. Are we back? Yeah, we're back. Okay, we're back. Everything froze up there for a second. So, all right, I know all about who you've played with, but I never heard how you actually got some of these gigs. So you moved out to L.A. when you were how old?
17.
You were 17 when you moved out to L.A.
Yeah, dropped out of high school. My parents had to sign me off as a, emancipated minor. Dad's a preacher, mom's a church organist, harp player. You know, it's just like the Waltons let me go.
Right.
But you know what? They knew I wanted to play guitar, and that's it. So whatever. So I went out there and slept all over the floors and everything. And I had a good friend of mine, Dave Ronsky, who now has like a surf guitar band. He's doing real well out there. But anyway, the first real break I got, I was 19. Sammy Hagar had a band called Justice Brothers. He left to join Montrose. I joined Justice Brothers. I was 19 and just turned 20, and because I remember they used to pull the beers out of my hand at the bar. But we played. The guy we played for had a bar at in Fullerton by the college, Cal State, and one at Newport Beach. So what more could you ask for to play for the college girls and the beach girls? Oh no, I'm 21 suddenly. But anyway, that was a great band. Then I played with them for 8 months, blew my throat out. We played 5 nights a week, 5 sets a night, the usual crap.
Just doing covers.
Yeah,
Just
and
doing
they didn't
covers.
want to do any. They didn't want to do originals. They were like, "No, fuck that. We're the best cover band in the world." You know, yeah. Well, I was like, "No, that sucks. I didn't come out here to be in a cover band all my life." But
Right.
so I put the first frickin' Holland band together, and me, Greg Gale, Lanny Fabian was the drummer. He's dead now. Greg's dead now. All my friends are dead. That's what happens hanging around me. I'm like a vampire, though.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
800 years old. And no, you know, life is weird, man. You lose a lot of good friends along the way. But
Right. Yeah.
I played with them. But then in '77, I got with the drummer from New York named Vinnie Matlin, who had played with John Lennon and what was that? He had a band that he was jamming with in New York, Elephant's Memory. And I played with him for a while, and then I played with the Sales Brothers, who were in Tin Machine, which is Hunt Sales and Tony Sales. Hunt's a drummer. Tony was the bass player. I ended up doing a project with Tony, and that was just, and then it turned into just Tommy Holland stuff. I had, you know what I mean? I was writing and
Hmm.
doing a bunch of stuff, and then I even did it. I got into a band with. We're talking drummers, right? So I'm trying to
We can
figure
talk
out.
whatever you want to talk, man. We can talk whatever you want to talk.
I the next drummer was Denny Sywell, who was from Wings, and he played with Paul McCartney for a while. I mean, for he was the band on the run.
Yeah.
And he was an older feller. I mean, I was at that time probably 22, 23. You know, I was just a little shit out in L.A., man. And I
Yeah.
played anybody that wanted to jam with me, but I had pretty good management at the time. They were trying to promote me to whoever they could sell me to. But Denny Seibel, it's interesting, and I don't want to get sued or anything, but if you ask me, if they asked you to drum with Paul McCartney, wouldn't you say yes?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And then
Absolutely.
he said, I lived at their frickin' farm in Scotland with sheep walking through the doors and shit. You know, sheep were pooping in there, but it was okay. They fed them, they clothed, they took care of them. But at the usual, it's always money in the end. And they offered me a shitload of money, and then I never got it. Well, Paul McCartney doesn't have to give you shit. I just read a thing about Trent Reznor and some people, and Trent's like, no, I don't have to pay you, and this is my thing. And I, on the other hand, went like the other way. I don't. I got in a band. I came back here to
You came
Lake
back to
Geneva,
Chicago.
my home, Lake Geneva, Chicago, and we did a Holland. Well, then I got the Holland thing. I did the Bees. Okay, I did Steppenwolf in 19. So let's step it back a ways.
Yeah. How did you get into Steppenwolf? How did you get the gig with Steppenwolf?
Okay, I was playing in Newport Beach, or Huntington Beach, actually, with my band Holland, and we were doing real good. We were drawing well. It was a good bar at the beach. It was a fun place to go. You always get in the cool bar, the good, chicks are there, the blah blah blah. But anyway, I looked up in the balcony in the VIP section. There's Nick St. Nicholas, the bass player for Steppenwolf, was up there. He had like two girls with him. I go, I know who that guy is. Looked like Robert Plant. You know what I mean? Had the rock star shit going on. So afterwards, he said, I said, I know who you are. You're Nick. And, he said, I like your band. You're good. You're talented. We were doing a bunch of Beatle covers, Who, Bad Company, Rod Stewart, our own stuff, you know, and our own stuff sounded a lot like the Who at the time. It was just between melodic and heavy, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff, like the
Mm-hmm.
Who on Who's Next, where you do some, you know. Anyway, that he liked what we were doing. It was a balance. It wasn't straight ahead heavy metal shred shit, and it wasn't pussy shit. It wasn't. Cheap Trick was just coming out then. And then I found out Cheap Trick's from Rockford, which is where my parents are from. We had a farm there, you know. I mean, I'm a Rockford boy, like Geneva, Illinois. Went to Libertyville High School. You know, Libertyville's where I grew up from fourth grade through high school. So
Okay.
I'm a Midwest kid. You know what I mean? And
Right. Yeah.
so anyway, he asked me if he could produce our, you know, work with us in the studio. He's looking for new young bands to work with. So anyway, we got together. I moved into his house. He had a real cool house in the Hollywood Hills. Used to belong to Ren 1010's owner, right? So that was it. Had cool, it had cool shit, man. You know, like it had a fireplace and a bookcase you could spin around and escape for during the 30s when Prohibition, right? You could escape down through to the garage like a little tunnel and get out of there. But anyway, I was I moved in there, and me and my girlfriend at the time, and I lived at Nick St. Nicholas's house, and I loved that guy. That guy was my mentor back then. That was 1978. I would have moved in. Now, Steppenwolf was rehearsing in his living room, right? And I'm living there with my girl, and they all had blah, 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 blah. But then the limousines and the tour bus would pull up in front, and they'd leave and go on tour, and I'd be stuck back home with the chicks.
Right.
So, anyway, you know,
That was terrible, right?
they were, yeah, bitch. They were, they were rehearsing and they got in a big fight. The singer fucking storms out, right? I am sick of touring. I'm like, Christ, I'd give my left nut to go on tour. You know what I mean? I'd never toured. I played Hollywood. I worked my way from here out to there. Worked my way from 70 miles outside of LA in little shit bars. I saw Van Halen play in front of 100 people. They made 1,000. My band made 750. That's where I was at that time.
Right.
And it was cool. It was a very, very, very cool time in being on the strip. It was just, you know, it was great. They asked Eddie to join the band. That was my band, you know. And I was like, dude, he could be a job in a second. He gets the opportunity. But anyway, and see. But anyway, the singer stormed out. I was at Nick's house, and they said, you know, when are we going to come? We picked a bunch of different dates and da 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 da. You guys come on up. They're like, we don't need this little shit. I'm like, who is this guy? And Nick stood up to me and said, I want you to sing before you know, shit. And I sang and knew their whole set. You haven't changed anywhere, you know.
Right.
Rehearse. I knew, and it was basically Steppenwolf live without it. So I grew up listening to that. Anyway, long story short, they go, you sing real good, but you got a leather jacket. Do you ride motorcycles? I mean, now I ride Harleys and shit, you know. And at the time, I was little, and I'm like, well, shit. I had a Honda 100 Motorsport. I had a Harley 125. Let me see. No, I was a dirt bike rider from the Midwest. But I said, yeah, I ride. And they're like, yeah, well, you got a leather jacket. And they're just fucking with me. And I said, no. So he took me upstairs. He goes, listen, we got to talk. And I'm heartbroken. I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to get a job because I don't have a leather jacket. He takes me upstairs, opens up this big old closet in his room. He goes, he's got like 30 leather jackets. He pulls one out. He goes, I wore this at the Monterey Pop Festival. He goes, here it is, your jacket. It had studs on it. It was cool, old beat up leather.
Uh-huh.
I go back downstairs. They were just screwing with me. And they're like, dude, you got the gig. So we probably played 200, 150 maybe at least dates from the next 2 weeks. I was the one walking on a tour bus and in the limousines. And they
Right.
were like, don't be a jagoff. I said, fuck you. I'm the lead singer in Steppenwolf. But anyway, so that lasted 1 year before John K. sued us. And long story short, that was a wonderful opportunity for me to get my thing out there and get seen. And then after that, I joined the Bees, which was the boys from Illinois.
Now,
First,
when you
I joined the Hounds.
when you were hold on, go back to Steppenwolf real quick. When you were in Steppenwolf, Stephen Riley was the drummer, correct?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we're talking
But,
drums, boy.
right, but also did Frankie Benali? I've always mean to ask this: was Frankie Benali ever in a band with you?
Yes, no,
He
Frankie Benelli was the drum before I joined.
okay.
Frankie went back to Quiet Riot. He got in with Quiet Riot and did quite well. That the rest is history.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and Frankie, God bless him. He got sick, and God bless him. But Steve Riley, we had another drummer that didn't work out. Our road manager said, "I know a guy," and he called Steve. Steve had a flight from L.A. and a cassette, with our show on it. And he said, he's from Boston, so he said, "Tommy." I fucking knew him from the Rainbow and stuff, out in L.A. We knew each other he was a band called Emerald. I was in Holland. We were both playing on the strip. But as soon as I saw him, they go, "We got a new drummer named Steve." But I didn't know his name or nothing. But he's like, "Tommy, I'm Steve." I said, "I know who you are, but." So he had a flight basically and earphones to learn our set. We played the Stone Toad in Milwaukee, which was a cool Thirsty Whale bar of Milwaukee, and we for those of you who don't know the Thirsty Whale, that was just like the rock bar to play in. So
Right.
it was just and he did a great job. We spent the rest of the year, like I said, probably 100 or more, 150 jobs that year, playing 5-6 nights a week together, and it was wonderful. We got to be best buds, and then Steppenwolf took its normal course. John Kay sued the band. There was no way we were going to play anymore, so we broke up. And for a brief while, we did some of this and some of that, but then the Bees, which were the boys from Illinois, which had a album on the Cleveland Records, which is a subsidiary of Epic. But anyway, they asked me. I became the pinch hitter of Chicago. First, I joined the Pack, which was the Hounds, John Hunter's band, and their band. I got asked to sing with them. I did, and then the Bees were forming, which was all the boys from Illinois, without Dirty Dan Buck, who now, at the time, y'all hate each other, but now I love Dirty Dan and I love all those guys. I get along with everybody. But I got hired by them, moved into a mansion. Next thing I know, I'm singing, and then we went through playing all over Illinois and wherever else we wanted to play, and we got signed to Epic Records. We went out to Hollywood. We did the old, you get a place out there and you try out for all the different record companies. But anyway, we ended up signing with Epic Records, and we did American Bandstand, which, now you say American Bandstand, people, well, it's like playing at the VMA Awards or something now. It's like
Right.
getting a chance to play. You want to play in front of, they told me, "Don't be nervous," and I puked before I went on. I went to the back. Excuse me, I need 5 minutes. I had butterflies, man. I puked, but I felt great after. Then I chugged a beer, and I went out the next time. No, it's rock and roll, dude.
Now,
And
how did you guys?
I
How?
was so freaking nervous. He goes, "I don't want to make you nervous, but there's 13 million people watching."
Now
I
you
went,
got.
"Oh."
Sorry to interrupt, but you. All right, you get on American Bandstand. Now you guys were unsigned at this point, correct? You didn't have a record deal yet. So
No,
how did?
but
How,
we were like 2 weeks away. We had like 3 different companies. We hadn't signed with either one. So what we did have was a friend that was one of the producers on the show that said, "You know what, you guys, we had an in." And it wasn't payola. It wasn't the old, "Well, you give me $1,000, we'll let you play." It was the fact that one of our best people working promotion for us was very good friends with Dick Clark and his family. And he said, "You know what, let's give him a shot." And it was so cool. We are the only unsigned band that ever appeared on American Bandstand in its how many years of existence? 30, 20? I don't know.
I don't
You
know.
know what I mean? A long time.
Yeah,
Long time.
From the heartland of America comes a group that is a compilation or combination of a couple of groups, and they're from Chicago. And they are an interesting amalgamation because, well, let me find out from them how they. Did you get my prop? When I first saw this, I said there used to be a group called the Boys, B-O-Y-Z-Z, and there's the Birds and the Bees and everything. And now this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Bees.
She got it in 1912, and it's still here, and it's mine. And God bless her. My mom's 91, and she still plays the harp. She has a band that's a Irish folk band. She's 91 years old. She goes, I got a long time to come 360 and figure out. Yep, God does help us all out, and that's what we should do. Follow your heart and know what's real and know what's right and what's wrong, and that's all. But drummer-wise, now, Steve Riley and the Bees, okay, he went on to be with, as you know, L.A. Guns, Wasp.
Well, he's with Wasp, too, yeah.
And he's like, he's got his Boston accent. Well, I went for the fucking Bees to Wasp. He goes, what is this, a fucking insect thing with me? You know, he's great. I love Steven to death. He's a great fucking drummer, man.
He is. He's a really good drummer, and it's such an odd pairing to go from a band like the Bees, which if you've never heard the Bees, you guys were pretty much album-oriented rock, you know.
Yeah.
Very, very poppy stuff. To go to Wasp, and he played on the the Beast album, I think, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was like, he goes, Tommy, I could tell you stories about that fucking guy. He goes, I thought you were a crazy bastard. He goes, you're a fucking normal guy. That guy's a fucking sick fuck. But he's, you know, Blackie Lawless. I mean, what are you going to do? You know, I was just a little blonde here. They thought I was Peter Frampton until I was 30.
Right.
I mean, then I was like, I have to scream my balls off, or they think I'm a pussy. You know, and now, you know, we all... Oh, and then Steven led to, well, after that, the Bees broke up. He went on and he did well. Then L.A. Guns, which was great.
Right.
He did good. He was mad because he wasn't in Holland, and I'm like, Steve, you've been out in L.A. I'm back in Chicago plugging away, you know. He's like, Tommy, what the fuck, you know? I go, I thought you were doing great. And he just, you know, he still wants to do stuff writing-wise, but I don't, you know. Of course, we're writing, aren't we?
Right, yeah, yeah.
Don't you write, yeah, me.
Someday.
You guys out there, I make Jeff sing all the hard shit now.
But, yeah, you guys didn't know that I could actually sing. They probably, I can sing.
Jeff's a good singer and a writer.
I can sing a little bit.
He goes, oh, yeah, that.
So... All right, when the Bees imploded, I mean, how did that happen? Did you guys implode, then the label problems, or was it a combination?
Here's the deal. It's a fucked up thing, man, and basically it started with girls, okay? And I don't want to, without getting into it too much, someone fucked someone's chick, and then we had a girl in the video, and then another manager and my friend who just passed. We're fighting over her. I could give a fuck because I'm a singer. You know, I mean, girls to me, you know, I wanted to just sing and I wanted to make a lot of money, but I did, and then I spent it all, so fuck it. But, you know, it's my second marriage. I've been married 30 years now, though. I love my wife and my kids and stuff. But you were at my house yesterday when the cops came, right?
Right. Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
That was fun.
Normal.
Yeah. You're not supposed to talk about.
Holland.
You're not supposed to talk about that.
Fucker threw me out of my own house. I almost got death by cops. I was going to fuck him. You told me don't, Tommy, don't. It ain't worth it, man. Relax. And then he came out and apologized. He didn't know that it was my house. I was just a guy with a swimsuit on going, look. All I knew was we had girls waiting to go swimming.
Yeah, that was
no,
fun.
you know, that's not it. My daughter and my wife, they're girls. They fight. So anyway, everything's okay now. I want to move along to another drummer, though.
All right. Not me.
No, you're the last one in the biography.
All right.
Bibliography. You're the poor bastard that has put up with me now. I got then in Holland. That's the Michael Badio period. Now, do we want to even go into that?
Yeah. Let's bring him up. Because in a way, you are actually responsible for a lot of guitar player douchebaggery.
I'm just looking at myself in my little square. Look at those teeth. I got 4 of them left. I try to keep my 2 front teeth clean. You know what you tell a hillbilly? Nice tooth.
Yeah.
That's pretty. All right. Anyway, Michael Badio. So Bees broke up for whatever because of chicks and everything. So I'm stuck out there by myself. And I'm still with one half of the management team that says, and Tom Werman was our producer who produced Cheap Trick, Ted Nugent, you name it. Tom Werman has produced like 18 million fucking #1 platinum people. You know what I mean? He's done a lot. I don't know. I can't even. But anyway, he's my buddy. And he's the one that told me. He used to play that, I told you, reel to reel behind when I was singing. He goes, I don't care how you sing. Yeah, you're going to be your stand-up comedian. I'm like, very funny. All I want to do is sing, you know. But anyway, Holland got together. I was out there, and I got Michael Badio, who at the time was unknown. And
how did you find him? I mean, how did you get hooked up with all these guys? Like with Brad?
Joey Stettner was he played in the band here in Chicago, and Joe Settner was like the main guy I got touched up with, and he was I'm trying to remember what band he was with, but I'm a dick, so I can't remember anything. But he was in a pretty decent band in Chicago, and you know we knew each other. But Joey helped me out a whole lot. We got together. He played with me and Tafoya and him, and then Riley for a little bit. Riley split. It was going to be Holland, but everybody's like, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, me and Joey went to L.A. He got a hold of Brad Rorson. Remember? Now you know Brad, the drummer.
I know Brad, yeah.
And I'll tell you what his claim to fame. You go ahead and try to play that Wake Up the Neighborhood drum intro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what he does? And I asked him about that. Now, this is a drummer show. He goes, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, top, bass, top, bass, top, bass. I said, what the fuck do you do? Because everybody's like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
You know what it is? It's not the actual part. It's the delay it's the backwards on the album. So you can't figure it out. And then I watched a video of you guys playing somewhere like in Elgin or something like that.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that's it. That's not that hard. Yeah.
You know. But I mean, it made it like it was pretty crazy, and I'm like, I don't know, man, good for you. And that band lasted, you know, for what it lasted for. We were opening up for Cheap Trick and Aerosmith on the road. We had everything going. We got signed to Atlantic Records. Gee, is that okay or what? Would you like to be an Atlantic Records recording artist? And then Mr. Badio decided, he told me that my dad says I shouldn't be a second banana to you. He says, You know, and I went, I cried. It's terrible. I'd rather lose, you know, a frickin' nut than have a great band break up. I swear to God. It's like, you know what? Really? I chased him from every window in my apartment. He's like, and that's all I have to say, and I'm leaving. I'm like, shut up. Come talk to me about it. But, you know, and he's doing all right, but he's doing.
Were you guys on a
None
road
of
at that
us.
point? I mean, were you out on a road at that point when he left? I mean,
No, we had just finished 2 dates with Aerosmith. We played 40,000 people, 40,000 people, came back to Chicago, and there were more dates available if we wanted to do it. And he decided now we're so big that he can just take off. Fuck my whole band up, man. And it fucked me up more psychologically. Like you and I talked about this, and I don't know, you have breakdowns and you have moments where it's like, you know what? Is it really worth losing my fucking mind over all this shit? Or should I just. And at the time, I'd lost my fucking marriage. I had a kid that was 3 years old. I hadn't seen him. You know, I'd been on the road. I was living in a bus. I'm like, you know what? I just gave up everything I had that morally meant anything in the world to do this shit, to go out and scream, wake up the neighborhood, you know? And it's like, and as much as that meant to me, I knew I had a lot more music in me, but it's like, you know, you really have to stop and think, what matters, man? You know, what matters? Bedio quit, and it was really hard to replace him. You don't replace a person like Bedio.
no.
I mean, as much as I'd like to say, fuck him, I love him. He's my brother. God bless him. I wish him the best in the world, but he's a dick. Okay? No, I mean, that's my personal. That's just me. That's me being me. You're Mike. I'm coming up to my little squared up. You're a dick. Where's my? You know, he knows it. He goes, well, I might have acted a little too soon on that. I said, you think? Fuck you. If I was a jagoff, I'd have punched him out. But
Well, because there was a lot of potential commercial
that
success
band
there.
had great chemistry.
It had great songs, and there was a lot of potential commercial success to that. Nitro,
We had another album recorded too.
yeah,
Ready to go.
I've heard some of that stuff. But you like Nitro was Nitro or whatever. I think Nitro is.
What a band, hey!
It's bullshit though. It's
Band sucked.
It's terrible music. There's no songs there. You know, I'm not like kissing your ass or anything. You know?
No. I'm just saying that Jim Gillette can scream his ass off. He can punch you out with one punch, and Michelangelo can play guitar faster and better than anybody in the world. But without the chemistry and without a little bit of humility and a fucking little bit of just sensuality and personality, you're not shit.
Right.
Because the normal people out there watching a band, give them a fucking little credit. They know what's good and what's bad. They'd rather watch you fuck up and be a good band together than have a bunch of guys that think they're the shit. You know, nobody wants to fucking hear you act like you're the shit. I mean, I was, God, I've been through that, you know. I thought I was the shit, bro. Now you got to put up with me at practice.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
you know. I know. I have
but
fun.
You know what I mean? It's like now it's the joy of playing, and I'd rather say thanks for being you and thanks for being here. And we've got a family band now. We play. I want to get the kid playing with us. We'll talk about that. Oh, there's a couple other drummers. Wait a minute. It's a drummer show. I'm sorry.
No, what about
Now I forgot. In between, in 1989, I had a band with Alex Kane, Jeff Ward, Danny Vega, and myself called Cat Dackery. Remember that?
I remember them, yeah.
We recorded it at Royal Recorders, and Jeff Ward, God bless him, rest in peace. Great fucking drummer, and people don't even know he had a degree in music. He could play piano, he could sing. He didn't beat me up when I threw a beer can at his head, and he's way bigger than me. And for that alone, you know, no, he just smiled at me, and I missed him. I came in late, of course, with my hot blonde chick,
Right.
And like, practice starts at 8 o'clock. I had a beer in my hand. I'm like, fuck you. Threw it across the practice room. It hit the wall like 6 feet above his head. He just looked at me and shook his head. He's like, fuck you. Fuck you, Holland. And when I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, let's talk about Royal. Now, you guys watching this, the town we live in has, what, 5,000 people?
Yeah.
5,000 people in it. And for a time in like the late 80s, early 90s, that was one of the best recording studios in the country.
World class. I met Ozzy Osbourne there. Skid Row was recording, and Bon Jovi was there.
Skid Row recorded their first album there.
Adrian Belew,
yeah. They did a lot of the Graceland sessions there, too, I think, didn't he?
Everybody.
Yeah. Enough's enough. Survivor did a couple albums there, right?
Yep.
Queensryche did Empire there.
It was a wonderful. I mean, they had the SSL board at the time. Now it's all Pro Tools.
Yeah, it's all Pro Tools and digital. But back
that
then,
SSL board had 181 imports and
but still, the SSL tech. It's like guys are going out and they're buying SSL mods for Pro Tools, So they buy an.
Dave Grohl bought that shit.
Dave Grohl bought. I thought Al Jorgensen bought that board.
Al bought that one, but Dave Grohl bought one like that.
Okay, yeah.
From Sound City out in L.A. But I mean, it's the same thing. They bought the analog stuff to get that, to recapture that. And that's why you and me record on a cassette now, because
right. Well, I recorded there too. I recorded there too
know you did.
When I was about. Oh, God, I was about 18.
91, in 91?
It was like when I was like 92, 93. It was my very first time in a recording studio. We had no idea what we were doing. We spent so much money
I know.
and got one
They
song.
like
We got one song, and it wasn't even – it sounds good, but, it's like – it's not like – okay, it's not the money we spent. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but I did record there once. It was Chris Humphreys negotiated crazy good rates there.
Yeah,
just go in and beat them up on price, But,
well, they do that though. They'd let you in there for. Remember Danny Hartshong? I don't know if he was your guy. He was a great engineer, man. And
Trevor was the guy I worked with. Trevor Sadler.
Okay.
So he actually went on to, for a while there, he was one of the better mastering guys in the country. He was doing a lot of projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he got out of business. I think he's racing motorcycles now or something like that.
Yeah, that's good for him. That's it. I just want to chop trees down now for a living.
God, and somebody else there is now. God, I forgot his name. He was there for a while. He was just an intern there.
Phil?
No,
not Phil. Phil, the main. He was one of the big guys.
This is a guy Humphreys knows real well. He went and he's like Reba McEntire's guy in Nashville now, or Dolly Partner, something like that.
Everybody gets opportunities from that stuff, and then like Fagerstein bought the thing, and then I was in there, and Ozzy Osbourne came in. He's like, is this your music we're listening to? It sounds great. And the first time I met Ozzy, he was in L.A., and he ran past me and puked in a sink. I love him. He's one of my idols. Steven Tyler hit me in the balls. Let's say. Now, Robin Zander.
So talk about opening up for Aerosmith. Where did you open up for Aerosmith in Alpine Valley, didn't you?
Alpine Valley, and then Ohio Blossom Music Fest. It's Blossom Music Festival place. Same as Alpine. It's on the river. It was one of those outdoor. It was the next week. We opened up at Alpine, and the next week was another 45,000 fucking people sold out. You get a chance to sing. I thought, and I was so nervous. I'm standing at Alpine in the wings. Steven Tyler's running around in his jogging suit, right? And he comes up to me, and it's 5 minutes to showtime, Holland, so I'm hiding in the fucking in the wings, and they got, what do you call them? Curtains. So he comes running up to me, and he's like, see my tattoo? And he points, and then hits me in the nuts with his hand. It was great. He goes, hey, man. He goes, hey, I go, leave me alone. I'm nervous. You know, and he's like, yeah, I can see that. I go, no, I know what I'm doing. I'm just fucking trying to get together. He goes, do you kick ass? Are you good? I go, yeah, I kick ass. He goes, then fucking go kick ass. And I did. And afterwards, he came up to me himself and said, hey, man, you kicked ass. And you know what? That's when I said, I can die now. Shoot me. Steven Tyler said I kicked ass. But, you know, we all know what we can do, but we're always questioning ourselves about our capabilities. And that's the thing I want to tell anybody that's listening. Just fucking go with what you know, man. Do it, and do it for yourself and nobody else. And you know what? That's it. That's it. You and me both know that.
Yep, you got to do it for what you want to do. I mean, it's you know what a musical prostitute I could be at times.
Well, yeah, I told you we're gonna open up with Brown Girl.
But the thing is, man, is I hate it. I just hate it. I hate playing these gigs. I hate going out and playing Brown Eyed Girl, and I just want to I'm literally just doing it for the money.
For one hit. That's
yeah, you know what? That's why I do this stuff like playing with you. It's like I even said, I'm like, I don't even care if we play a gig. It's just fun to come up and hit my drums hard, you know,
right.
and be
we're
loud.
We're going to come up with a hit. We're going to come up with a couple songs that we give a shit about. That's all I care about.
And play loud and just have fun, you know. It's like I just can't stand these cover band gigs anymore. I just hate them, man.
I can't do it.
It's like going to work. It's like going to work.
I don't know what I'm going to do anymore. And I'm one of those freaking almost made it fuckers. You know what I mean? And that's bad enough. And then I don't want to regress to where I'm doing that. So I'd rather, you know, with you and I and our guys now, I'd rather do something I'm proud of.
Right.
And I don't care if we play 2 shows a year. I'm not going to play 5 sets a night at the Holiday Inn. I would rather blow my brains out.
I've been there, man. I've been there. Yeah. You know, I'll do it
I make enough royalties now to buy bullets. That's it.
You buy what?
To buy bullets.
Buy bullets?
Yeah.
You get one.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. Here's your royalty check. I got a fucking royalty check from South Africa for $3. Why would anyone send you a royalty? I mean, they used to be 3,000, 10,000, and I laughed. I put it up on the wall. I said, "Here, look, from South Africa, $3.63 or something." It was like, you know, that's when I knew I better reinvent myself, maybe. You know, I don't want to.
Do you still get royalty checks? Do you still get some? Do you still get royalty checks? Do you?
Yeah,
just every once in a while.
I'd like to tell you about now. I won't even speak of them. I got a tax statement. Oh, fuck it. But yeah, it was silly. And I said, you know what? I don't even want to talk about this anymore. I think they're there to poke you in the ass, make you want to be something better.
Right.
Because we got a chance to play some music, and I'm looking forward to going to the studio with you and making some new music. And that's all. That's what I'm looking forward to. I really am. And it's you, me, Chris. Oops, dropped my phone. I'm back. Look at me. I'm laying in my kid's room. I'm in the spare room. I got the Beatles up here. There's my inspiration. Oh, did you get my meme I sent you with the Beatles?
I did.
Or did you send me that? I'm not sure.
No, you sent it to me. I was actually really impressed that you could meme. You're getting
I'm getting better.
You're making big strides in technology. The strides from your jitterbug cell phone you had back in the
fucking A, man.
Back 2 years ago. So I'm impressed. You're memeing now. I can't believe it. So here's let's go way back. All right, back when you were a kid. What instruments did you start on? I guess because your dad was a. Did I lose you? Do I still got audio?
Oh, yeah. Are you there?
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So here's the funny thing. I wanted to be a drummer, and my babysitter had a red sparkle Ludwig set he was going to sell me for $75, and my church parents said, "We will not have any drums in this house." I was taking piano lessons since I was 3. I play piano. You probably don't know that because I will not be a homo at practice. No.
Yeah, I played piano. Did you know that?
Yeah, I love piano. I play piano.
I took piano lessons for like 4 years. I just
I
hated
think
it.
it's important.
It is. I actually probably have a lot of actually musical smarts because I played piano, but at the time I didn't want to do it. I wanted to play drums. You know.
Right. Oh, they wouldn't let me buy the fucking drum set for $75. So from that point, I was gonna sing "Wake Up the Neighborhood." That was brewing in me. I was gonna somebody's gonna pay for this shit because it was a beautiful red sparkle set and it was mine and $75. My dad's like, I don't think so. There'll be no drumming. Dad, we got a basement. I don't think so. But then my dad was cool enough to let me in high school. Then I started playing guitar. Like I said, my mom got a guitar when I was 5. She got an acoustic, and I still have it hanging on my wall here. It's a Stella, an old Montgomery Ward's Stella, which was made by Martin, blah, 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 blah. But it's been used for like Al Capone. Everybody in my mom and dad's attic beat each other with the guitar, but I brought it home finally. But I started playing that, and if I want to take a picture of the neck, it's got the worn, like Clapton's album has one, a Strat with the, where you can see where the fingers have worn down. I played that fucker 3 or 4 hours a day, every day, from 4th grade on after school, till I knew every Beatles fucking song.
So, yeah, that would have been, so you would have been about what, when the Beatles came, about what,
I was
8?
9.
You're 9?
Yeah, 8 or 9. Yeah, when they played in 1963, I was born in 55. So, yeah, I think in 4th grade, I was 9, you know, or whatever. And I'm a year younger than everybody. I was a little shit. But I skipped a grade, but don't tell anybody because I'm stupid now. My dad liked to tell me, and when you were in fucking kindergarten, you had the IQ of 5th grade. When you were in 5th grade, you had the IQ of a fucking kindergartner. So we did well together, me and him. You know, but he bought me a fucking tobacco sunburst Les Paul in 1972 for $1,300, man. It got stolen from me in LA.
1972, it cost $1,300.
Yes.
Holy cow,
beautiful.
man.
Somebody is in ownership of a fucking, you know, a wonderful fucking Les Paul. And if I find them now, I'll beat them till they can't stand up. But there's no, I mean, I have paperwork on it, but
that was a lot of money. Well, you know, like Rogers drum kits back then, they cost, they cost like $1,100-$1,200 back in the late 60s.
Hey, yeah.
You know, and that's like $7,000-$8,000 now. You know, it's crazy, you know. Crazy. So you never had a silver toner. You never had any like made in Japan guitars or anything like that.
Yeah, I had the Dan Electro. I had remember the black? They were black with the white striping around the outside. It was, and I didn't know they had the little round silver pickup on them, and it was a Dan Electro. They're like, then I see Jimmy Page playing one. They're called Dan Electro. I bought it for $35 at the Music Box in Libertyville, and I also walked out with an amp through the back door, but don't tell anybody that. It probably needed repair anyway. Now I remember the days that my whole band, when I played the 7th grade dance, and I had a band called Conspiracy. But anyway, we had me and the guitar player played through a Sears Twin 12, Sears Silvertone Twin 12. You know what I mean? And now we need all this stuff. Well, you've got the PA, so I mean,
right? I got the PA.
Fuck PA owning son of a bitch. Kids listening, I'm a derelict singer.
When you were out in LA, all right, what were the sound systems like back in those days? I mean, did you have any monitors at all?
Well, let me tell you what I did. My manager was a guy that I got to know that managed a movie theater, like a local movie theater. Well, they had a voice. Remember Altec Lansing, voice of the theater? I don't know if you do or you don't.
I don't, but I know Altec Lansing.
They had 2 12s and a horn. Well, there were two, and they mounted them up in the air, and that was in the theater. That was the big movie theater sound system. Well, he got, you can be my manager, but you got to tell Pacific Studios that these are blown out. You got to replace them. So he did. And we tore them out. We took them, and I had a sound system back then, dude. That was two 12s and a horn on either side, and I sang my dick off. It was all high impedance. We bought a Quilter, what was that, Quilter sound system? Quilter, whatever, QSC or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, you make do, man. I can't believe what you did, and it went over. You know what I mean? We played in Hollywood with Quiet Riot a bunch of times. Everybody else, we played with all different bands, all over the place, man. And it was fun. And I can't believe just how it works. It's like,
Yeah.
I just got to be one of those. I kind of resigned myself. I love writing music, and everybody's got their shit, and I write music, and I did well. I got signed to Atlantic. I got signed to Epic. I wish I had millions of dollars, but I don't. But I'm okay. I got money, but
Right.
I don't. I'm not rich, but it comes down back to the point where remember why you started strumming a frickin' guitar in the first place, or beating on the fucking pots and pans in your mom and dad's house. What was your first drum set?
My first drum set? It was Sears catalogs. That's what
Right.
I played on. That's what I played on. So I had Sears catalogs and
Combo
like
kit.
the Wish, the Wish book, the Sears Wish book, and
Yeah.
and I would set them up, and I had a pair of drumsticks, and I'd just sit and play along with albums, and that's actually how I learned how to play drums. So
That's how you got to.
Yeah. So my very first real drum set was a Ludwig. It was a Ludwig Mod Orange, which is this exact same set
Yeah.
John Dedsmore played with the Doors. The exact same kit. I had the exact same kit, and I had that until I was going into high school, and I wanted to get a Tom Rockstar because that's what
Right.
Lars played or whatever, and
Right.
I sold that thing for like $100, and it turns out they're worth a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
For a drum
gave
set, they're worth a lot of money.
My drummer Bobby Fields was my drummer in Rock County a while back, and I love Bobby, and he still owes me a Star Wars sword, but I gave him a snare drum that I had because I just had it. Well, he goes, "You fucker, it's a Ringo Starr Ludwig,
It was a black.
whatever. $2,500 is what it's worth."
Yeah. If
And I just said, "Here, you're my bro. I'd give it to you." I'm like, "I don't know. It's in my garage." But he had it all redone. He put a lot of money into it. But he said, "Now it's worth $2,500."
Yeah.
And then he moved to Phoenix. And last I talked to him, he sold his drum set. Got married and sold his drums. Now, I'm not one of them guys. As long as I got a guitar to strum and a band to play with, I've been through my shit with my family. My daughter was a singer.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to beat her up. I'm coming up close to the phone now. Once again, everybody, don't have the cops come to your house because I was going to shoot them, but they had bigger guns.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not stupid. They boxed Jeff here in. He wanted to leave, but
I wanted to get the hell out of there, man. And I'm like, oh shit, here come the cops. He parked right in front of my car.
Yeah.
So I was gonna have your nephew ride me out in the back of the Harley. Oh man, I wanted to get the hell out of there, man. That's all right. It turned out all right though.
But we talked about and Jeff. We talked about Jeff Ward, and he went.
What about
to play
Potter? Greg Potter. Greg
Potter.
Greg Potter.
My wiener's bigger than him.
He is the most hated drummer in the world. I told you that,
Yes,
right?
he is.
Like everybody hates him. He gets a lot of, I think, undeserved hate for the drum chair that he is in. He's a really, really good drummer.
I love Greg. I love Greg Potter. And you know why? Because he brought pajamas on tour. I'll walk down the hall naked on tour. I don't give a fuck because I'll put some, illegal substance on my wiener and
So he was in when he was in Holland. He would have been what? Drummer number what?
4 or 5.
He was number 4 or 5.
I don't know. We went through a lot of them, man. I lost heart when you got a band like Holland and you're Americans or Chicago's darlings, let's say.
Yeah.
And you're on Atlantic and the world's at your fucking fingertips, and one fucking asshole guitar player, which, as far as I'm concerned, let me tell you something. This is a drummer show. Drummers have a heart. Singers have a heart. You know why? We work off our lungs and our body and our limbs. We fucking play from our fucking knee. Let me change my strings. Fuck you.
Gotta intonate my guitar.
Yeah.
I gotta go intonate. I gotta go intonate.
Yeah. And me and the drummer fucking breathe a little hard because we just played 2 hours. You just changed strings. Fuck you. And then when they split, and they're such an integral part of the fucking band, they don't realize how much it rips the fucking heart out of a fucking band. And you know what? God bless him. I love Mike, but I'm going to kick him squarely in the nuts next time I see him. No, he knows how I feel. Me and him have been through this. Right? He's like, yeah, don't wig out on me.
Uh-huh.
All right. Motherfucker, Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah, if you guys don't know who Michael Badio is,
Michelangelo Badio.
Michelangelo Badio. Look him up.
Oh, he wrote all my songs
on YouTube.
Just ask him. That cocksucker, I'll kill him.
He really is an incredible guitar player.
No, he's one of the best guitar players.
He's one of the best guitar players in the world. But it's so much. It's so over the top, man.
You just have to throw a little humility in there too. You have to, you know what? You have to walk humbly in God's face. You cannot walk this earth with that amount of talent and not try to make a humble example of yourself and say, thank you, Lord, for what you've given me. And then go kick some ass. But please, tell the people that it's not just you. You're great for a reason. You know why? Somebody bigger than you said, I'll give this guy a fucking chance. And then when you quit on a guy like me, that's just, I got more heart than fucking brains.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be told that anymore, but it's just, and you know what? I'm proud of it because you know what? I'll die with my heart, and my heart's in the right place. And, well, sometimes I need to tune up more often, huh? No, I mean, that's why we're trying to do a new thing with this kid we got. He's 5 years old, and he plays great.
The thing is, you always got these really good guitar players, man. Yeah. You've always had these just incredible guitar players. Alex Kane is an incredible. If you guys don't know who Alex Kane is, check out a band he was in called Life, Sex, and Death. So that probably would have been right after Cat Dacquery, or would have been before Cat Dacquery.
It's before.
It was before Cat Dacquery. Genius band with the allegedly homeless guy singing. They were genius.
Yeah. And you know what? That guy had more money than you and me put together.
I've heard that.
His mother was a real estate mogul in Chicago. That guy had hundreds of thousands of dollars in his account. He liked to pee on himself and play up the... I hate people like that.
I watched him up back of the whale.
Yeah.
Out back of the Thirsty Whale. I watched him take out a sandwich out of the dumpster and take a bite out of it.
He's an idiot. And how's that working for him now?
I don't know. The band. I love that album. I really do. I love that album. It was so heavy. It had such good songs. And another thing is like a lot of people talk about the Chicago sound and like how integral you were in that sound. Like to me, Enough's Enough sounds like Holland. That's what Enough's Enough sounds like to me.
Then I'd say we all sound like the Beatles with heaviness.
The Beatles with heaviness.
I sound like, but then you throw Badio in, and we were different than Cheap Trick. We opened for them forever, and I mean, the Flame, they got a line in this, watching shadows run across the room, and I feel like that's my, and I got a song called Time for Love, and Rick said, that's a great song, and I go, you watch love shadows upon the wall, and, you know, it's like, so you just took my shit, but I don't care. Inside my heart, I know that somebody thought my words were good enough to fucking use.
Yeah.
And that's life. Life gives you a lot of things. There's people like Badio that he travels all over the world and makes his $1,000 a night to show people how to play guitar. And he'll die rich and with, you know, no dick. And fucking, no, I'm mad at him.
I know you
right now.
I know you. Well, remember the
Snap your wig on and listen to me, boy.
It's the Rat gig. Remember the Rat gig? We were gonna play with Rat.
Yes.
And it was supposed to be with him, and he backed out on that one. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
He's actually a fucking. Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk poorly of anyone, but anyone that would leave their brothers in a lurch. You know, I spent 20 grand out of my pocket putting that band up in LA to get the record deal. 20 grand out of my pocket. And you know what happened to me? I got fucked. And you know what? It's a lesson in life. It's nothing more than anyone else has gotten. And it's cheaper than a lot of others, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
But Badio, God bless you. Make a lot of money. Give me my fucking 20 grand or I'll come over and kick your fucking ass. No, you know what I mean. That's just feelings. Feelings are feelings. Reality's reality. I'm happy to be jamming with you now, brother, and I'm having a good time.
Yep. So, all right. How did you, with Holland, how did that whole, like, you said you put 20 grand out of your pocket. So, did you...
Don't ask me how I made it.
How did that band get a deal? Is what I want to know. I mean, how did it was
Tom Werman, our producer.
Okay.
Because he had one more obligation. You know, he's one of those where you're a producer, so he was with Epic Records. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know how it happened, but he was switching to Atlantic because he did. And by the way, here's an interesting thing. Go look at the Holland Little Monsters album cover. The next album Mormon did was Dee Snider, Twisted Sister. Look at their album cover. My concept, Tommy Holland, said I want an album. I want a street sewer cover with a claw coming out with Little Monsters. That was all me. The art department said, great. I thought I was such a big deal. I was so cool. I came up with the idea for our album cover. I was fucking, and you know what? You get fucked so fast in LA, your ass won't even feel it. And we got dropped by Atlantic. The next thing I see is Twisted Sister. Look at TS on the cover of an album of Street Sewer Cap, and it's the exact same artist that did our album cover. Just removed the Holland Little Monsters logo and put fucking Twisted Sister on a sewer cover and on the street. It's same fucking album cover. There's a little something of a tidbit. Mm-hmm. That guy's dick.
It's a horrible business, man.
You know what? It is. And you know what I realize now? I'd rather be John Mayall than fucking, John Mayer. John Mayer I like. He's real talented.
Yeah, he is. He's really good.
I'm trying to think of something. I'm like the John Mayall. How many guys, if you did a family tree, used to play with me? But I'm sorry, whether it's been my abuse of myself, I don't mean to hurt nobody.
Right.
But I think I'm the only one I hurt in my life. But I got a lot of songs I'm proud of. And that's all. How many people can say that?
Not too many, man. Not too many. That's why I always say, it's like when anybody achieves any kind of success in the music business, I don't care if you get signed to a major label and get dropped right away, you still achieved something that most aspire to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so hard to get a record deal. It's so hard to get your song on the radio.
That was all the work.
Yeah,
all the work.
it's
After that, it's like, what?
You know, it's
They'll
like you're
drop you in a minute.
they'll drop
Take
you in a
10 years
second.
to get a record deal.
Yeah, it's so it happens so quick. When you get it, when the deal comes, it happens quick, like that. I'm sure it happened with you too. It just happened so quick. It was just 1 minute was nothing, and the next thing, all these people want a piece of you, right?
Well, like Vernon Voss told me, you've had more breaks than Evel Knievel, you motherfucker.
But it's
I love
true.
him.
But
play with him.
You got signed, what? All right, not counting Steppenwolf, you had 2 major label record deals,
and
right?
I got a soundtrack on Polygram, too, that's out.
Okay.
I got 3, whatever. And I got, you know what I got to show for it? My wiener.
Uh-huh. It's the Paul McCartney.
No, it's
Beatles
like,
part.
yeah, it's like, whatever, man. You learn that all I'm trying to come to terms with is that don't ever forget the reason you started doing this. You want to make good music? Go make fucking good music. If you were good enough to get signed in the first place, they'll want you again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you don't do it, somebody else will do your song. But fucking keep slamming, man.
Just keep writing the songs. And the business is so messed up now. It is so messed up. Nobody knows how to release anything. It's, you know, bands are releasing albums and they're literally wasting their money. You know, they're wasting their money. Like the bands, the acts that are having the most success right now are just releasing, and they'll release a song, right? They'll drop the phone again, Holland. Yeah. There you go. They'll release an album, or they'll release a song, right? They'll get it on YouTube, get airplay on YouTube, and then as soon as it starts to die, they'll release another one. And that seems to be like the recipe for success in the business now, because nobody buys albums, and that sucks. Is because that's what sucks, is because bands used to write albums. You know, the White Album, that was an album. Led Zeppelin 4, from beginning to end, it was an album. You know, and nobody does that anymore. It's all about churning out pre-made just crap. How much crap can we put out? How much crap can we put out? You know.
Yeah,
you know,
2 months later, we better come up with another one, because this one's going to get played.
It's going to be gone. It's going to be gone in 2 months. Like when you put out Little Monsters, like you, or the Bees album, right? You consciously recorded an album. You had what? How many songs were on that album? On Little Monsters. Okay.
10.
So how many? Yeah, and then how many did you throw away?
Oh, about 6.
Yeah. Okay. So
about 20 going in. Before we recorded, and then we came up. That's what pissed me off. We had better shit for our next album. If you could just stay together, and I begged fucking Mike Badio. I begged him, please. What the fuck, man? Stick with it. Their sophomore album. You know, you always hear that. You got an album come out. Bon Jovi. They come
second
out
album
now,
did.
okay.
Well,
she's a little runaway. But then they came out with fucking, you know, I'm a cowboy.
Yeah.
Fuck. Then I went, you motherfuckers are doing exactly what I wish I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I wish that old thing. I wish I'd have wrote that. You fucker.
Yeah.
But I mean, and John. Oh, by the way, he owes me $10.
Who?
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, you owe me 100. So.
Will you tell him?
I'll run it by him.
Will you? Next time you see him.
So you guys had what? You had like 16 songs, and then, so 11 made the cut. So you actually didn't have that many, because I remember my band, Bender, when we put out our album, I think we had about 30 songs going.
That was a good band.
Yeah. I think we had about 30 songs.
And you thought you were going to buy a house with that band, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yep.
You know, it was
I know.
Good. You got confidence. It's like, fuck yeah, fuck all you motherfuckers. I used to tell them, I'll put my band up against any fucking band out right now. And then it hurts when the shit goes south.
When it goes south, it's bad, man.
We talked about that a little bit, and I don't want to touch on weird mental issues, but breakdowns, I went through some shit, man.
Oh, I can imagine. It happened twice to you. It only happened once to me.
No,
you know?
I didn't want to. I don't even know what I wanted. I don't.
And the first time, if the like with the bees, when it went bad, you probably thought that was it. I'm guessing, you know.
Well, actually, I thought, well, they want me. I'm the singer. So, oops, there goes my phone. No, I thought that you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Yeah, I thought, you know what? There was already talk of, well, we'll take the singer and, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That was wrong to do to the band, though. That was wrong. That broke the management up. That was pitting me with one of the managers against the other. He's like, look, Tom, it's all fucked up, but you got a chance to have a deal called Holland.
Oh, the label wanted to keep you on.
Yeah.
Epic wanted to keep you on.
Well, not necessarily Epic, but Werman, the producer, said, I'll get him a deal.
Okay.
You know, I'll keep Holland. He's a songwriting motherfucker. You know, and then I realized they don't give a fuck, man. They don't give a fuck. You got to be one tough little bastard. That's why I like these guys like D. Snyder and them. It's like, I'm like, that guy's a fucking, you know, and you know what? The guy's smart.
Yeah.
And he was sober. And that had a lot to do with it, too. I've never heard to me, I was never sober. But you know what I mean? Now, and then, oh, great, at my age, you could always say, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Just because I said I'm sober.
No, I'm sorry. I have a text message coming in from a student. No.
Well, he has to say, let's bring him on board.
Yeah. No, he's a drummer.
Oh, them fucking drummers.
Yeah, he's got a future. You don't want him around us.
Yeah, no. Is he better than you or what?
He's gonna be.
Oh, great.
He's gonna be. This kid's got, man. He's got a lot of freaking talent. A lot of talent. Yeah.
Good. God bless him, huh?
Uh-huh.
That and 50 cents will get you in the first door.
Let's see if he sticks with it, though. Sticking with it's the hard part.
If I knew now what I knew then, I'd have fucking said, you know what? I'd have gone to a monastery and just fucking sang and practiced. You know what? Then I look at my friends like Motley Crue and the guys. I grew up with them fucks. They used to raid my refrigerator before they had any money. I mean, Vince, Neil, and Tommy would come over to my house in L.A.
Yeah.
And I had a big house in Hollywood Hills. We were the band, and they would be like, dude, they got food, man. And they'd eat my food, and I'd be like, you guys are great. You guys are fucking cool. And now look. And now I bet they wouldn't let me make a sandwich at their house now.
Probably not. Probably not.
I'll still whoop both their fucking asses.
All right.
I love you, man.
On that note, I'm going to get out of here. All right, Tommy. Thanks for doing this, man.
I am too.
All right. All right, buddy. I'll see you guys. I'll see you next time. Hey, let's play a song. Let's play a song. What do you want to play from your old days? I got Wake Up. I got a couple B songs.
You do Wake Up. Leave him with a fucking kick in the ass.
Right.
From
here we go.
The heartland.
Thank you, Jeff.
From